ओम ओम सदाशिवसमारंभां शंकराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुसाक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। ओम सहना भवतु सहनो भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहि तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहि। ओम शांति शांति शांति। श्री गुरुं परमानंदं वंदे स्वानंद विग्रहं यस्य सन्निध्यमात्रेण चिदानंदायते तनो। So in the last class we were preparing ourselves that when you do Omkara Japa, that too being in Padmasana, of course you need to follow all these bandhas to make sure that your prana is elevated. And there I pointed out before the class, so that again I am reminding you all regarding Namaskara, so that let it get into system. So how to do Namaskara? Not this way, but it should be both the hands, Anjali, should be touching the heart and head must come down. This should be Namaskara. Okay, not. So that is a technically wrong Namaskara. So where did it come and how did it come? Let me not get into the background. However, when we do Omkara Japa, supposed to be the best japa, because I assume you all are great yogis. Okay. And of course, small things will not disturb, because remember, small things will happen in life. If things won't happen, then it's not life. Okay. Many things will happen, many things will go off. But time will continue. And remember, this jiva is timeless. So me being timeless, all small things will happen. There is nothing that nothing will happen. Okay, remember this point also. And based on the prarabdha, again, things will happen. And how we respond to our prarabdha is most important thing. So the whole class, whole preparation is preparing myself to respond to my prarabdha, nothing else. That I am making it very clear with all of you. However, so you need to have knowledge of Omkara, not like the organization keeps chanting Om, like morning dog stretches. Aum, okay? And they feel proud. And you should see another lyric. Oh, you should listen to them, okay? And yoga people, it's very nice. I love that, okay? The one fellow, the moment said, oh, not getting to it now. So then the moment stops, another fellow starts. Then you have to stop halfway, okay? Good. They are good in their way. At least they are doing Omkara Japa, okay, not any other thing. So either to draw attention of others or getting attention from one's own self, that is their problem, not our problem. But at least we should not do the same mistake, knowing this. Suppose if required is, like in the class, you want to draw the attention of others, of course you are allowed to chant Om loudly, long, nothing wrong in it. But be clear that you are chanting to draw the attention of others. I remember our Swami Swarupananda. So what he does, very nicely. At this point, really, I liked him. And especially when he moves with all these people, foreigners, and he had his own way of handling people. He'll say, Om, Om, means keep quiet. The way, but there is a way of shouting, okay? So you will shout slowly. Om means different. Like we have Om Namo Narayanaya when we greet. Okay, Om Namo Narayanaya. When you meet a sadhu, Om Namo Narayanaya means very good. While living, if we say Om Namo Narayana, it's nice. Om Namo Narayanaya means what? Be wherever you are. I don't have anything to do with you. Same thing also, Om, okay, has a different way of talking, it communicating. So Ram Anand used to do very nicely, really, very good. However, the concept here is very clear that one should have the knowledge of Omkara. That's why all these Brahmavadins, Brahmavetas, Brahmagyanis. So what they do, they have complete knowledge. And because of complete knowledge, they don't have any sense of regret, nor sense of guilt, nor sense of fear, nor they, do you know what happened, get trapped with the habits. These are the four things we do in our life. And if something happens, okay, what's it? I gave you the example of the story that about a Vairagi, a dispassionate one, yesterday. So here he says, look, that we saw, Traya Kalaha, Traya Vedaha, Traya Lokaha, Traya Swaraha, Traya Devaha, Sthita, Yat Tatparam Jyoti Om Iti, 84 verse number that we have already seen. And of course, Ichha Jnana Kriya Chaiva, Brahmi Raudri Cha Vaishnavi, Tridha Sakti Sthita Yatra Tatparam Jyoti Om Iti, that also we have seen. Also, here, he says that Akara, Ukara, Makara, Bindu Sankhya, Tridha Matra Sthita Yat Tatparam Jyoti Omiti. That also we have seen up to this. Now he says, let us read. Bachasa tat, yes, Bachasa tat japed bijam, it should be tat japed, should be. Not joyed, okay? Tat japed, okay? Bachasa tat japed bijam. Bapusa tat samabhyase. Manasa tat smaren nityam. Tat param jyotiromiti. So here, if you take also bachasa tat jayet, so glorifying. Jayet means glorifying, but japet would be better. Okay, so we should take japet. Bachasa tat japet. So this Omkar, once you understand the whole concept of Omkar, so that means the entire universe is nothing Omkar. That's why we say Sangrahena Bravimi. If you want to explain the Ishvara, the God, that too, without any ambiguity, without any mistake, without any doubt, the subtlest way of explaining Ishvara, God, is Om. This Amin and any other method will not work, even though they try to copy from Om or so they try to write Amin, this and that, but in reality cannot be substituted Omkar. That Om is the subtlest version of Ishvara. Do you know why? This is the beautiful concept. Because the God that is talked in religion, whether it's Christianity, Buddhism, or any ism, and the Ishvara that we talk, entirely different. Don't try to say Ishvara, Allah, Tere Naam. Those who are Indians, they understand better this concept. That the Ishvara, the God, and Allah, both are one and same. Cannot be, need not be. And if the Ishvara, Allah are one and same, how come there are two religions? Cannot be accepted. Be clear, very careful in this regard. Oh, whatever you say, Ishvara, Allah or God, all are one and same. All the gods are one and same. No. Your version of God and my version of God is different. Please explain what is your version. Can you say all government are one and same? Hey, government means the political party. Their agenda. How can there be one and same? Do you understand? So technically they are different. That's why they have come to the power after next term. Or opposition comes to the party, power. So like that, Ishvara, Allah or God, whatever you say, cannot be one and same. Please be very clear from the beginning, or else it's a disaster. Why? Because when we talk of Ishvara, we try to see both Saguna Brahma and also Nirguna Brahma. Can you see this point? When we talk of Ishvara, we try to see both Saguna Brahma and Nirguna Brahma. What is Saguna Brahma? With attribute, Nirguna Brahma without attributes. Maya Samhita Brahma, Maya Rahita Brahma. So Karanam Brahma, Akaranam Brahma. Because you are advanced people and bringing it, the Vedanta. So that is called Ishvara. Whereas God or Allah or anything cannot be talked all these angles. Both the angles cannot be explained. Impossible. Try. And here, this Om represents both Saguna Brahma and Nirguna Brahma. Can you see this point? See, I am not here to point out anybody, okay? Please. I don't have any problem with any religion. Whatever you love, whatever you follow, that's your problem, not my problem. But my job is to make it to understand where your thinking is going wrong. Because if you don't have clarity, you will have a sense of guilt. Then you have regret, you have fear. Can you see this point? Have clarity, continue whatever you want. So to give the clarity, that's why last class I took a lot of time. Today also I'm taking the same time for this reason, nothing else. So he says, once this happens, then what is to be done with the full understanding? Vachasa tat jayet. Vachasa tat japet also. Both we can take it. So one should glorify. So glorifying means what? Expressing gratitude to understanding. It is not you glorify to please someone to get something, okay? Here you glorify with gratitude when you see the growth in you. That's why we say, when you see the growth and you appreciate that the growth has happened because of somebody or something, automatically you become grateful. But if you think the growth has happened by yourself, everything is me, I have done all these things happen, of course you will become arrogant. And as you know, we say very carefully, when the milk is being put on stove, it starts what? Making bubbles. Then finally what happens? Spills out. So arrogance is like bubble. And of course, it will spill out. So here he says that Jayet Japet is better version I will take. So one keeps chanting. That is actually goes very well. So Bachasa with words. And then he says, Bapusa tat samabhyaset. That's a beautiful concept he brings. Okay, I understand Bachasa with orally, with your mouth, you can chant. Perfect. Onkara. And that happens to be Bija Mantra. In fact, we call Bija Mantra general translation called seed. Wrong, don't translate as seed. Bija Mantra means always try to chant, translate as Bija Mantra. So these are the words. Never ever translate Bija Mantra as seed mantra. So that means what? So we have to seed mantras, huh? You understand? Then after that it will germinate. So that plant has to again have seed. You understand? Don't do that. Bija mantra to be translated as Bija mantra. So Bija mantra, why it is not seed? I cannot say. What is the concept of Bija mantra? How the entire tree, especially banyan tree, is on manifestation condition in the seed, that too tiny seed. Have you ever seen banyan fruit, banyan seed? Banyan fruit itself is this size, okay? Very small. And in that seed, there will be at least few thousands seed. But in that fruit, this size fruit, there will be thousands of seed, not one or two. And imagine, in that tiny seed, even if to get one seed is not joke. If you try to make it, few will come. Your hair clip or whatever also cannot pick one, okay? Difficult sometimes. And in that seed, the entire banyan tree is there in what condition? On manifestation condition. And it needs to grow as a big banyan, means the potentiality of growing a big banyan is there. It depends upon few factors, then it will grow. So also Bija mantra has that sort of potentiality. On manifestation condition, it needs its own atmosphere. Then it starts manifesting. Understand the concept of Bija mantra? But generally, if you say seed mantra, what do you understand? That's why, especially those who people are translating or representing this thing, there are words don't translate. Hold as it is. Let there be confusion. Let people come back. Leave some confusion, nothing wrong in it. Because everything we cannot clarify. And many moreover, people may not look at it also, okay? So, however, coming back, Bapusa, how is it possible Bapusa by body? So when he says Bapusa means that asana pranayama adi samabhyaset. So you need to do asanam. Because if you don't do properly asanam every day, every time, how can you sit for a long time? And moreover, when there is some issue in you, mentally some disturbance, you will discover you cannot do asana. Try. And we say, if you do manage to do asana, your mental frame will change. It's amazing. Your mind will not suggest to, suppose you are not feeling good, your mind will not suggest to do your asana. Even Surya Namaskar or a few other things, whatever to be done, you will never do it. I am feeling lazy today. I don't feel comfortable. What to do, what not to do. You know, what all these complaint, all these things will happen. But what happens later on, you will discover. If you start doing it, mind will change. So that is what is being highlighted here. Bapusa. So Bapusa means you need to do with the body. That's why we incorporate mantras also while doing asana. For example, when you are doing pranayama, you can keep chanting Om, Om, Om. Or at least chant your Gayatri. So in the beginning we say 1, 2, 3, 4. And common classes you have to take 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't mix with it. Whereas for personal, you can do 1 mantra inhale, 4 mantra, or you can go 6, 7, 8 mantra retention, and 2 mantras exhalation. You understand? The unity? The unit, not unity, unit to be measured. So it can be done with the help of mantra. That's why if you observe what is the traditional pranayama, Om Bhu, Om Bhuva, Om Subha, Om Janah, Om Aha, Om Tapah, Om Satyam. Tatsaviturvarenyam. Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi. Diyo Yo Nah Prachodayat. Om Apo Jyotirasumrita Brahma Bhurvhuva Svaro. So you can see the difference. So also, to make sure here that to do japa, asanam to be continued. You cannot. Then third one, he says, manasa smatat smarin nityam. Now what is this? Okay, japam you are saying, I did japam, bachasa. Then what is manasa? Don't you think that there is something different? Of course, this is the beauty of here. I was going through a lot of things. When we say japa, as all of you know, japam generally divided into three parts. We say Ucha japa, Manda japa, and Manasika japa. In fact, I was going through very nice point, especially in Manusmriti, it has been highlighted. Vidhi yajnat japa yajnah vishishtah dasarvhi gunaihi upansu satagunah sahasro manasa smrutah. And next verse I'll see, but don't take wrongly this verse, okay? He says, Vidhi Yagyat. So, Vidhi Yagya means the Yagya, the fire rituals and other things you do follow with the rules and regulations. He says, from that, Japa Yagya. So, how Japa Yagya? Like Vidhi Yagya means once you start a fire ritual, you have to continue. You cannot stop in between. You cannot get up. You cannot say, oh, see your phone. So, in between, you can have coffee. Okay, no dosham. Kanji, let me stop. Okay. In fact, if you are supposed to take coffee kanji, so what you have to do? You have to do add also sankalp, okay? Madhya madhye, coffee kanji. Then no problem. Because if the priests they listen to me, they will kill me. Okay, they will say, Swamiji, don't talk all these things in the public. Okay. However, so here it says how that is supposed to be continued. So also japa yajna. Once you take sankalpa, suppose you say 1,000 times I will do it, you continue. If you take sankalpa, look, I will do 108 days or 360 days or 21 days, you cannot stop in between, whatever happens. And if you by mistake stop, again you have to do sankalpa and start from that day, next day from same number. Means not whatever you have done, that will not be counted. From the beginning again, you understand? That is how rule is. So he says, Japa Yajna is what? 10 times better than Vidhi Yajna. Then you can say, look, Swami, that's why I don't want to do all this mess, puja, nothing. I do Japam every day. Don't take this logic, okay? Please. Unless you do that, you cannot do Japa properly either. Remember this. It is like if you don't do asanam and you want to do pranayama, will it be possible? Try. It will not support. Impossible. Without asanam, you cannot continue pranayama regularly. Try. Sometime or other mind will not allow. Whereas when you do asanam, whether you like it or not, you will feel like doing pranayama. Holding a posture for a little longer time, that itself becomes pranayama. That's why the best way we do pranayama traditionally, culturally, Vedic chanting. Especially sanchame, mayasame, priyanchame, kamasame, kamasame, so manasasame. In between, we are not supposed to stop. Because there is no full stop. So that itself, that whole paragraph is what? Pranayama. Can you see this point? However, he says this is called yajna. Then he brings two types of yajna, japa again to further. First is japa is 10 times. Then upansu. So upansu means, what is that upansu? Upansu japa, what we call in between comes, where your lips can move. Tongue also can move. But no sound. Sometimes we allow some murmuring sound can be there. Only you can hear, not anybody. So that is called upansu japa. And which is 100 times better than vidhi yajna. Means 10 times better than loudly chanting. Then again he says, not only that, sahasro manasasmrutaha iti. If you chant mentally, so what is mentally? Mentally means no tongue movement. Remember this. Tongue must not move. When you chant, absolutely no tongue. That's why we say it is very tough unless you are really seasoned practitioner, keeping eyes open and doing manasa japa. Because the moment you do keeping eyes open and manasa japa, somehow or other tongue sometimes will move. So in manasa japam, we don't allow the tongue to move. And in the beginning suggests, if mind to manage, we take the help of mala. Hand can move, but not the tongue. So the whole concentration is what? I will not allow the tongue to move. Not up, not down. The way tongue is there, same way it has to be there. It's a very nice trick. That happens to be 1,000 times better or 100 times better than loud chanting. 1,000 times better than regular yajna and 100 times better than loud chanting. So the whole process is what? From loud chanting to medium chanting and finally mental chanting. And mental chanting will be possible, not once in a while, regularly, when there is clarity of Omkara. If the clarity is not there, you will only do group Omkara chanting once in a while to show up, to draw attention of others. We are chanting. You understand? And of course, he says, look, if we try to look at, also we say, in some other place, that even if a person does all the rituals, including this regular Nitya yagas, while you are giving supposed food to Vaishwadeva, Valim and all these things, all Pancha Mahayajnas technically. Remember, all the Pancha Mahayajnas are one portion, means 1% of the 16% of japa. So japa is 16. This is just 1%. 1 by 16. So that's why one is supposed to be very careful with this thing. So to make sure Vachasa, Vapusa. So in order to continue with the Manasa, definitely Vapusa and Vachasa there. And that is called Omkara Paramjyoti. Then when to chant? Oh, time is up. One more verse at least. Suchiriva api, suchirivapya suchirivapi, yo japet pranavam sada, nasa lipyati papena, padma patramivambhasa. Here also there are two versions, yo jayet or yo japet. So I will take as yo japet. He who does japam of what? Pranabam. Pranabam means Omkara. When and how? Sada. All the time, always. Continuously. That is the music of a person. Okay, what about if always? What about when I am in toilet? What to do? He said, don't worry. Shuchim ba api or suchim ba api. Whether you are pure or impure. Means in each breathing, that continues. Like hamsa, hamsa, hamsa. Means you are aware of that the entire universe is nothing but Om. Me is nothing but Om. Anything and everything is Om. Like how the goldsmith always aware of what? Gold in any ornament. So looks at gold plus design. That's why they charge. Gold plus design, not design plus gold, okay? Have you ever seen design plus gold? Gold plus design. Same thing also. I look at myself. Om plus me. Not me plus Om. Problem is me plus Om. So sometimes Om drops. Me plus God, God drops conveniently. Me continues. Can you see this point? So that's why God plus me, Om plus me, Ishvara plus me. So me is nothing, add on. But generally what I look at, me not add on, me is everything. You understand? Ishvara is add on, as though he needs a place in your place. Well, he's orphan, na? So he doesn't have any place. You hand over a temple or place for worship. He's hungry, you give something. No. That's why he says, if that happens, nasa lipyati papena. Definitely that person will not be engrossed, will not be associated, will not join with any papa, any wrong things, because mind will not allow it. The moment you stop, yes, that will come in. If Om is continuing, you cannot do anything. Impossible. And how is it? He gives the example, ambhasa padma patramiva. In water, how lotus leaf continues to stay. So being in water is not affected or untouched, not affected, untouched by water. Grows in water, born in water, again going to fall down in water, but always untouched by water. Lotus leaf. Does it get wet? Never. So also me. Being in this universe or family or my surroundings, I am not affected. Yes, something happens, I understand. Manage it. That is how called, managing and responding to this is called my maturity. If it doesn't happen in this life, don't worry. Coming life, I'll start. This is the beauty. Where I stop, there I'll start. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnahat Purnamadachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you, all of you.